What's up, guys? It's so sunny. It's so sunny. uh, I'm back to tell you another story. Story time. Woot! About living with a crazy bipolar woman. I'd call her my mother. It was kind of a lot to deal with. It's a lot living with a bipolar person. They're they're a lot. I don't know if they're all quite like this, but woo-wee! My story is pretty good. I don't know. Like, dude, it was hard to make friends or anything or even like keep my job because like all this crazy stuff would be happening and like just or even just doing schoolwork or anything like oh my gosh, she freaking would go off the hook sometimes, and it wasn't all the time, but like there was a lot of like walking on eggshells and just dealing with stuff, like so much dealing. She called up all my friends this one time, all of my friends, and left them voicemails, like these crazy messages, going on these like rants, whatever. I don't know if anybody that's my friend or was my friend knows my mom. You know what I'm talking about. You know those crazy messages she left. And she would just like make up crap. This one time she like went through like my stuff in my room and like my diary and journal thing that I was like had written in, and she like basically told them everything I had written in there, and I was just like, oh my gosh, just it caused me lots of problems, and it was hard to like keep friends because she was kind of like obsessive over me. Like she didn't want me to have friends, and she just wanted me to hang out with her, which I didn't mind hanging out with her and stuff, but like I wanted to have friends, dude. I was like a teenager. Of course I want to have friends and do stuff, not just like be at home. And then there was one time I almost got fired from my job because she like locked me out of the house and was all mad about something and wouldn't let me back in, and I didn't have any of my work clothes or nothing, and I went to work and I was like crying trying to explain, and luckily they understood because they had received some voicemails from my mother, so they knew what I was talking about. But yeah, it was just, there's a lot. And then I was going out with my ex-husband and they got in a big fight in the street one time. She was like, I don't know, I think I had some of my stuff or something, and she like yanked it out of his hand. They were like fighting over it and it flew all over the street, and then she was like, you don't do anything for anybody except for hand out papers. You don't even feed the hungry or anything. She was all mad at him because he's Mormon or whatever, so he had went on a mission, and apparently she was really offended by that he did that and he didn't hand out food to the hungry because everybody needs to do that, and that's everyone's life mission, I guess. Which, it's not a bad life mission, but Jiminy crickets, do you gotta like start a big fight about something crazy like that? Like, I don't know. And then I felt like I could never get my laundry done because she'd always stop the washing machine, and then sometimes she'd throw my laundry out in the grass or out in the street, and then she'd mess up my room, like mess up my room. She would rearrange shit. There'd be cat shit in my bed and ketchup and salsa on stuff of mine that I didn't need salsa on, and just all these weird things. She'd wake me up at like 3 in the morning to tell me what a crappy daughter I am sometimes, and then she would interrupt my like tests and stuff when I was taking tests for school, for like in high school or like college and all that, and like it'd be like timed, and I just, it'd mess up my grades. I still got good grades, but like yeah. And I remember like finishing one of my essays like at my neighbor's house in the dark on their porch on someone's laptop, trying to hurry up and finish it so I could just have some quiet and be able to finish it without her interrupting and like going all crazy and yelling at me about something. And then I used to really like to draw and write poetry and like artistic stuff like that. And well, she told me that whatchamacallit, one day she was gonna die and all I'd ever have was my beloved poetry and all this crazy stuff. And just like, I don't know, she never really wanted me hanging out with my friends or anything, and then she'd do all this crazy stuff, call my work, call my friends, and I could never get rid of anything I had. Like, my mom's a hoarder, so like if I threw away anything, and it would just end up back in the house, like back in my room or back in her room. And she still has like clothes of like, I don't know, just all these clothes and things and forks from McDonald's and cups and like some stuff you just don't need to keep. You don't need it. So I try to get rid of as much stuff as possible nowadays, because like I don't want to end up being like that. So I mean, there's a couple of things I keep around, but and I've gotten enough things stolen, like my car, from it, that it's not as important as like I used to think of things as. But yeah, living with a bipolar mom was like kind of nuts, kind of really nuts, and a lot to deal with. And she'd say all this mean crap to me, and then the next day she would like, I don't know if she didn't remember it or she was just trying to ease things over, but she acted like it never even happened. I don't know if that's happened to you guys, anybody that has a bipolar family member or something. Like, yeah. And then my dad would always make me apologize for all this stuff, and I was just like, I didn't do anything wrong. Why am I apologizing? So then that later on, that's made me like be like that at work and with my boyfriend and this and that and the other thing. I like apologize for stuff I didn't need to apologize for, and I let people walk all over me, and like, yeah, it was just a whole bad experience, I guess. But I know of lots of people that has had super more crappier experiences than that. Like some of my friends, the people I've known, like I just can't even imagine all the stuff that they've gone through, like especially going in and out of foster care and all this stuff. And then a lot of them have been molested or raped or had something crappy like that happen. And just super crappy stuff. I'm not gonna share all my friends' crappy stuff, but yeah, beaten. A couple of my friends had that happen, or like one of their parents was drunk all the time, like they had an alcoholic problem. And I don't know. Yeah, so, but I got to deal with my crazy mom, and she's a little crazy. My friends were afraid of her, and it made things a little hard. Like, I haven't even shared everything that's happened, but there's a lot of things that would happen, and it was definitely not a peaceful, well-balanced, lovely place to grow up. And I wasn't allowed to go anywhere, and so I was kind of like, in some ways it's good to be sort of, you know, sheltered-ish, but like at some point you gotta let go. Another thing, she would call me like in my early 20s or so I'd say, like she called me like 72 times a day and like want me to call her every day and stuff, and I'm like, that's doing too much. Like, I had to block her number at some point, because I just can't. Like, you have to let your kid go at some point so they can grow up and figure things out and be able to do it on their own, not like keep them so constricted and like, I don't know, that's too obsessive. I don't need anybody that obsessive over me. Like, it's way too obsessive. And I love my parents and I love my mom and everything, but like, I need to figure things out on my own, and just like, that's just too much. And then my parents was like never happy about the way I live my life and stuff, and I was like a super good kid. Like, I didn't like do drugs, or I don't even know, like some people I know have gotten in all these crazy situations. They went to jail, or they're doing drugs, or they had drinking problems, or they got DUIs, or they stole some guns, and just like dated all these crazy wacko, I mean, or they got pregnant. And like, I was always just a really good kid, so I don't see why I'm not good enough, but I know I'm good enough, and I stopped trying to make everybody happy. Like my boyfriend at the time, my ex-boyfriend, husband, and my parents, and I kind of was just like separated myself now, and like I'm super happy, and I don't want to be like that anymore, like being walked over like a floor mat and dealing with all that crazy crap. So I don't deal with that no more, and everything's super awesome. But yes, this is my story. I thought I'd share it with you. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!